Hello, lovely people. This is Joshua from Turbonize, and at this video, we are going to talk about posture. Does posture matter? And some of you will think, absolutely, yes, it does matter. Some of you will think, not really, as long as we achieve our goals, you get to understand what you need to understand. Maybe posture shouldn't pose much of a problem, but I am here to argue that posture does matter, and this is proven by a number of scholars. Interestingly, even our our very own Korean scholars, you will know 화담 서경덕. Have you heard of him? Or 홍대용. Those people also emphasize that posture does matter when it comes to learning or studying. I will quote 서경덕. He says, 단정하게 앉지 않으면 생각이 전일하게 되지 않고 생각이 전일하지 않으면 이치를 공부할 수 없다. So he's basically saying, if you cannot sit steady or if you cannot sit still, you cannot think straight, and if you cannot think straight, you cannot figure out, or you cannot understand, or you cannot reach the level of comprehension that you want to achieve. All right, and that's what 홍대영, another scholar, says. He says, 고요히 앉는 것은 공부를 진전시키는 데 가장 큰 힘이 된다. That's what he said. So sitting still is like the main source of progressing your studies. So where did I get this from? 선인들의 공부법. I do recommend this book. It's interesting. All right. So posture does the way you sit probably controls your heart rate, your heartbeat, and pacing of your mind. Like I shared before, we treat studying process as energy flow, and concentration is form of energy, and we try to conserve that energy so that we can have maximum effect when it comes to understanding and studying. Remember, I shared this in the How to Study series. So the same way, sitting still or your posture of sitting does influence the way we think and behave. No surprise there. But some of the students, especially the young ones, they're not really trained to do so. And they cannot help but move their bodies, swing their bodies or hands, or if they did something, they're biting their pens. In fact, we have a number of these pens with the end completely bitten by some of our students. These things happen. I don't think it is ADHD. No, it's just that they are not used to it. They are not trained to do so. And interestingly, students themselves, they don't realize that this is much of a problem. Because I imagine that they never really sat down quietly to read something or concentrate something, maybe. So at Turbonize, we try to encourage them, tell them explicitly that you need to respect the sanctity of classroom and that you need to sit still sometimes. I know that this is really hard for some kids. So when that happens, we do sometimes adopt walking around the classroom approach. Of course, we don't do this every day. We only do this when we think it can have positive impact on learning, especially when it comes to QPQ. It helps to stroll around, not quickly, slowly, controlling the pace. And this helps them memorize and get their thinking flow. In fact, Socrates did walk around and he conversed with his students. He was famous for doing that. So we occasionally adopt this method, but otherwise we encourage our students to sit still, and we also try to make our lessons as attractive as possible. So posture does matter. How about emotional posture? I do believe physical posture is one thing, but emotional state does influence too. So in fact, at Turbonies, we being kind to one another is a thing here. We believe that being kind, being helpful to others does help you compose right state of mind. When there is jealousy or hatred or vexation, these things, being kind, somehow it works its magic. I don't know how else to explain it, but we do encourage them by giving them Tumba points. I will introduce you in the separate video about our 3 different characters, Easy, Tumba, Brain. And Tumba point, you can get it by being kind, being sociable, being nice to other kids, helping them to understand, and so on. So it goes a long way. You'll be surprised how this posture of mind can also help you develop yourself. Anyway, all right, so I think we'll end it here. Posture does matter. And be aware of that. If you are not used to sitting down still, I encourage that for you to make a habit. If you really cannot sit down still at one place, what I suggest is that pick up a book, any book that's really engaging, that you really want to read, and sit and read it. Don't do anything else, just read that book at a set time, and you get used to sitting down and reading. And first, make that habit of reading while sitting down. Then you can progress from there. Right? It's all about making a system and habit. All right, hope this helps. In the next video, we'll talk about some other interesting things relating to studies. So stay tuned and bye-bye.
Two bunnies making new